The savage nation, unfortunately, it's a toothless savage nation that has been taken over by a bunch of left-wing wussies who are trying to take away your rights as an American. There are no other words to be used except real words. The plain truth, simple, plain truth, tells you that we have a new Cuba emerging in America. The title of today's program is Big Sister is Watching You. And that is because in George Orwell's prescient book, 1984, the slogan of the dictatorship was, Big Brother is watching you. Well, in Obama's new Cuba, Janet Napolitano, who is in charge of Homeland Security, may be watching you. Why am I saying that? A report has been published that has been grabbed by the Washington Times, in which we learn that Napolitano's Homeland Security Department has put together a study or report warning against the possibility of violence by so-called right-wing extremists. Now, what does Big Sis say these right-wingers may be concerned about? Well, if you oppose illegal aliens and their baby factories in America, if you oppose the gun grabbers, if you oppose the level of abortion in America, if you oppose the loss of United States sovereignty, if you, in other words, are worried about preserving our borders, language, and culture, you may be on Janet Napolitano's watch list. But wait, here's something else that the headlines do not tell you. This report says that these dangerous right-wingers engage in, quote, exploitation of social issues such as same-sex marriage, close quote. What this means is that even though every state, there's 18 by now, 18 states have rejected gay marriage every time it's been put on the ballot. Every time the people have spoken, they said no to homosexual marriage. So, if you oppose the destruction of traditional marriage, if you, in other words, stand up against the homosexual mafia, then you may be on Janet Napolitano's watch list. If you're not happy with her lifestyle choice, Big Sis will put you on her list. It seems to me that rogue homosexual elements within Homeland Security are engaging in extra-constitutional activity. And I ask, where is the Republican Party to protect us from this rogue Obama government? Who will be next on the list? Will it be the Navy SEALs who shot the Somali pirates when they come home to America? Will it be talk show hosts? Only Big Sis knows for sure. Also on the list are anti-abortion activists, people who supported third-party presidential candidates such as Ron Paul or Chuck Baldwin. If you oppose the merging of U.S., Mexico, and Canada, you may be a potential terrorist to these rogue elements within the Homeland Security Department. And I am saying to you, we're not making this up, I am saying to you that you don't deserve a nation if you don't understand the danger you are in. And you will find out that Obama is not the smiling man from Chicago here to give you hope. He is here to give you nothing but a communist dictatorship, in my not humble opinion. I'll be right back. My hands, and I'm about to read to you sections from this top secret report from the United States Department of Homeland Security entitled Right-Wing Extremism, Current Economic and Political Climate, Fueling Resurgence in Radicalization and Recruitment. What's shocking about this is that the government would spend money targeting patriotic Americans without mentioning MS-13, Haitian gangs in Florida, Jamaican gangs in Florida that are killing police. It's a shocker to believe that the Obama administration will target American citizens who disagree with the left-wing politics of his administration. I can't read the whole report to you, but you can read it yourself. It's 10 pages long on my website, michaelsavage.com. It has been unclassified. Originally, it was classified. And originally, it said this information should not be released to the media. Did you hear that? Well, it's been released to the media. It's astounding. You're not going to believe what I read to you. Key findings. Threats from white supremacists and violent anti-government groups during 2009 have been largely rhetorical and have not indicated plans to carry out violent acts. Oh, really? That's nice. But they say that right-wing extremists have capitalized on the election of the first African-American. Here they go again. Homosexuality, racism, there we go again. And are focusing their efforts to recruit new members. This is getting me angry. I don't know if I can read this right now because I feel as though I'm living in a Soviet Union. It's my worst nightmare coming true right in front of my eyes. I would like to find out who it is who wrote this report, and I would like to have this person arrested for un-American activities. I wish to God I was a U.S. Senator, because I'll tell you what I would do tomorrow. I would hold hearings for 24 hours. I would drink energy drinks. I would get to the bottom of who wrote this report, and I can guarantee you that person would be not only fired, I'd prosecute them to the full extent of the law. This is unbelievable. Right-wing extremism, it says in the United States, can be broadly divided into those groups, movements, and adherents that are primarily hate-oriented, based on hatred of particular religions, racial, or ethnic groups, and those that are mainly anti-government, rejecting federal authority. Listen, in favor of state or local authority. I guess Rick Perry's on the watch list. Or rejecting government authority entirely. In other words, if you don't bow down to these scum-sucking vermin, you're on that list. It gets worse. It may include groups and individuals that are dedicated to a single issue, such as opposition to abortion or immigration. This is astounding. I'll go on. Proposed imposition of firearms restrictions and weapons bans likely would attract new members into the ranks of right-wing extremist groups. The high volume of purchases and stockpiling of weapons and ammo by right-wing extremists in anticipation of restrictions and bans continue to be a primary concern to law enforcement. Wait, here's the killer now. Are you a returning veteran? You're on the list. Returning veterans possess combat skills and experience that are attractive to right-wing extremists. DHS is concerned that right-wing extremists will attempt to recruit and radicalize returning veterans in order to boost their violent capabilities. I don't believe I'm actually reading this. I feel as though I'm in a dream. I feel as though I'm living in a dream where a communist government has emerged in America and the American people are totally asleep, obsessed with drugs, sex, and rock and roll. Well, you ought to read the report yourself, because you probably think I'm making it up.